Do you have an important decision to make? Need some help? Try our decision-making matrix scoreboard. And here's how to use it. Hi everyone, in this video we're going to look at our decision-making matrix scoreboard. This is a great Excel tool that can help you make decisions easily. Now you can use this for pretty much anything. We're going to have a look at an example first of all, and then we'll work through one together. So let's have a look. Here we have choosing a job. Perhaps you've got 3 or 4 job offers and you're trying to decide which one is the best one for you. As you can see here, we put in at the top the decision that we're trying to make. Here it's choose job, quite simply, and then we have on the left the criteria. For example, we have salary, work hours, environment, location, benefits, and the satisfaction of the job. In the second column, we have the criteria and its weight. In other words, how important it is to us. And we have a choice here from high, medium, or low, and we decide what we're going to use for each of the different criteria. Then, as you can see here, we can have up to 5 different options or choices, and we give them a score, or rather a rating, from 0 to 10, 0 being the least and 10 the most for each one. And at the end, we are shown the option score, the rating, the highest being the most preferable. Now let's have a look at one, and hopefully this will become clearer when we actually look at one together. So the template will be like this. And as an example, let's say you're trying to decide about a venue for your upcoming wedding. So here in the decision to evaluate, we could write choose wedding venue. And then I come here to the criteria and I have to decide what things are going to help me decide which venue is going to be the best one for us, for my wedding. Now, I would say cost would be probably one of the first for most people. Also, location or appearance. Then perhaps accessibility. Next, services that are available. Or the amenities that are offered by the venue. Also catering, which is basically the food we all know is important at any gathering. And finally, here I'm going to put capacity. Now, for each of these criteria, I have to decide, or you have to decide, the criteria weight, or in other words, how important it is for you. Now, for cost, I'm going to put high because it's quite important. I have a specific budget that I have to keep to. Location, I also want it to be high. It's quite important for me. Now, accessibility, not so important. I'll put low here. Services, medium. Catering, also medium. And the capacity, I'm not planning on having such a big wedding, so I'm going to put low. All right, so now we've decided the weight of each of our criteria. Let's go and put in some of the venues that we have already looked at, perhaps. First one is by the lake. The second is a mountain venue. The next one is a destination wedding. City hotel. And finally, a beach hotel. Okay, so these are the 5 options that I have, and now I want to rate each one of them. Now 0 to 10 is the rating scale in the matrix scoreboard. Now 0 is the least and 10 the most, so the favorite. If I go to the first option, by the lake, I think the cost is around a 6, so not too high but not budget friendly either. Location, I'm going to put an 8. It's a very good location, it's a beautiful location. Accessibility, also not too bad, but it could be difficult for some. I'm going to put 7. Now services, 4. Perhaps a little bit harder to set up things that I would like. The catering is 6, and the capacity is 8. And as you can see at the bottom, we've got an option score that's come up, which is 5.75, and we'll see these later when they all are shown. Now let's go to the mountain venue. Now the mountain venue is slightly better for my budget, so I'm going to put an 8. The location, 7. Accessibility, 5, so that's lower than the previous one. Services are better, so that's 6. The food, the catering is a 7, and the capacity, slightly less, is a 6. The next one, now the destination wedding, which could be for anyone flying off to a tropical destination, for example. Now here, the cost, of course, as you can imagine, is going to be lower than the previous ones, and that's 2. Location is a 9, which is high. Accessibility, so rather difficult for people to get to, would have to be a 3. Services are very good at 9, and also the food, the catering, 9, and the capacity is 7. So as we can see here, we're starting to see the option scores for each of the venues. Next, the city hotel, more budget friendly here. We've got 6. Location is 7. Accessibility, easy to get to, so I'll give that a 9. The amenities and services, also high, 8. Catering, 6, and the capacity, 8. And finally, the beach hotel. Now this one is not the most expensive, but it is the second expensive, so I'm going to put a 5. And then we've got the location, 8. Accessibility, 8. The services, 9. The catering, 8. And the capacity, I'm going to give that a 7. Now we can see we have option scores for each of our venues. You can see here that the beach hotel is at the top. Now please note the option scores are color coded, green being the highest choice, going down to red, and underneath we have a simple bar chart which shows the options and the total ratings. We can add up to 5 options, and we can add up to 6 criteria choices here on the left. And remember that this decision-making tool can be used for any type of decisions, personal or work-related. And one last thing, going back to our example, I'd just like to point out here the significance of the criteria weight that we choose. As we can see from the example, choosing a job, job 4 was in the lead, was number 1. And if, however, I decide that perhaps job satisfaction is not the most important for me, and I decide to change it from high to low, we can actually see here how the ratings change, and now job 1 is at the top. Thank you for watching, and I hope this tool will come in handy for your next important decision.